Listen, I'm not saying that I'm some sort of lucky charm or I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is every time I go to Old Trafford, up until now, we get the dub. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Last time I went to Old Trafford was on Boxing Day when we played against Villa. Went down 2-0, came back 1-3-2. I go to Old Trafford now. We beat Sheffield United 4-2. Not that it's anything specific, but not that it's anything special. But I'm just saying, innit? I'm just saying. Anyway, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. You know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again. Shout out to everybody every time. And shout out to everybody tuning in, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of these good things. I appreciate your support. I was off for a few days, people. I was off for a few days, and I'm going to tell you... No, I'm not going to tell you. You'll find out why. Just keep your eyes locked on my channel and you'll find out why very, very soon. As soon as tomorrow, possibly. So, yeah, man. That's why I've not been posting for like 2-3 days because I was away. Did some stuff, did some content, and then came back this afternoon and I went to the game. Went to Old Trafford, beat Sheffield United 4-2. It wasn't a great performance, but it wasn't an awful performance. It was somewhere in between. Do you know what I mean? It was somewhere in between. A decent performance. Feels good to get a win at home again. This is our first league win at home since the 9th of March when we beat Everton 2-0. So you have to go back as far as March last month to, find out whether we got a win at home in the league. So it probably tells you everything you need to know about the club. Tells you everything you need to know about the team, the manager. Obviously, there's lots of talk about who's going to replace Ten Hag, and that's a separate video. That's a whole separate video in itself. But yeah, there were kind of rumors going around before the game, and those rumors were suggesting that Wilcox was telling Ten Hag that he needs to play his style of football because if he doesn't, his job might be in jeopardy. I don't know how true that is. Can't confirm, can't deny. I'm not saying I'm an ITK or something like that. I don't know what's going on inside the club, but those were the rumors going around. And ironically, coincidentally, we played possession-based football. For the first time I've seen us have more than 80% possession. We've never had that this season, as far as I can remember. We've never had that this season. So to see that, I was like, I thought about that rumour and I was like, Wilcox, is that you? And we actually played well in the first half. The only thing that was missing was the goal because I don't know how many one-on-ones or how many 1v1s these players want to miss. Maybe that's something they need to train on. Do you know what I mean? Because I always ask myself, what's happening in training? Well, maybe this is what you need to train on because some of these 1v1s, Garnacho, oh, Lord have mercy. But anyway, that's a story for a different day. We played well, man, but here's my issue with this manager. He's already stepped away, far away from his principles such a long time ago that now that he's gone back to it in the first half, to take an example, now that he's gone back to it and now that we've played like that in the first half, as soon as we went down 1-0, we reverted back to type. Instantly, and in the second half, it was like clockwork. Eriksen off, McTominay came on. Do you know what I mean? And Eriksen didn't have a bad game. Eriksen actually played okay, in my opinion. He played decent. He wasn't ripping up trees, but he was okay. Do you know what I mean? He was all right. So, I'm just very confused as to why people would want that for the full season. Why would you want to keep a manager? Why would you want to keep a manager that has a style of play? No. Why would you want to keep a manager that plays a certain way and as soon as things go south, he reverts back to type like clockwork? It's crazy how quick we went back to long balls forward. Scott comes on. Let's try and reach Scott. He'll get us a goal. It's actually crazy. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't want a manager next season, that is, that's going to abandon his principles and abandon what he's known for as soon as things go left. Like, I don't want that. When things go left, I want to see you stick to your plan, and I want to see you stick to what you know and stick to what you're known for. Stick to what we brought you to the club for. Do you know what I mean? You guys know the story. He came to the club with this reputation of playing possession-based football, knocking the ball around easily. Whether you've got the players for it or not, you stick to it. Stick to your principles. Die on your sword. But the problem with Ten Hag is he abandoned his principles, and ever since, it's just been kamikaze football, which is why you're seeing all these basketball games every single week or every now and then. People can't turn around and look at me. People can't turn around, look me in the eye and say that is a style of play. This whole basketball thing every game. No, that's not a style of play. That's chaos. That's chaos. And we don't play like that. Even in our best days, we didn't play like that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it was just very strange. But that just proved my point even more that, at the end of the season, I think he won't be the manager of Manchester United anymore. I think Ineos have made their choice, and that's it, man. That's it. On the game itself, in terms of the players, again, a lot of decent performances around the pitch. The one that probably stands out is Bruno Fernandes. 2 goals, a penalty, and a wonderful strike towards the end. Really, really good goal. Got to give him the credit he deserves for this game. That doesn't mean he's a world beater. That doesn't mean give him a new contract, let him stay. No, I still think we should get someone else playing in his position that's more controlled, more composed, more calm on the ball. And yeah, I still believe we should get someone in like that. And yeah, but for today, I'll give him the credit he deserves. I thought Diallo was solid. Who else stood out to me? Somebody else that stood out was Harry Maguire. Again, I've got to give him the credit he deserves for this game. He's been stepping up recently. He's been stepping up a lot, putting in good performances. Again, that doesn't mean I want to keep him, but credit where it's due. Yeah, I saw somebody added me on Twitter talking about Højlund because he got the goal. He got the goal, fair play, but it's still not good, man. I'm really sorry to disappoint you guys, but it's still not good. Just scoring for me is not enough because your all-round game has to resemble something at least semi-decent if you're playing for Manchester United. And at the age of 20, I'm sorry, but if we have to teach you the fundamentals as a striker, I've played as a striker, and if I categorically refuse to believe that you can be a good striker in the Premier League and your touch is off, your movement is off, you're always half a second late, I refuse to believe that you will just come good if you don't work on these things. And I can tell that he's not working on these things. He's probably working on even the finishing. We don't know. We've seen some sort of variety in his finishing, but I can't sit here and say, this is how Højlund typically finishes. But yeah, I'm not talking about the finishing in itself. I'm talking about the basics, your touch on the turn, how you pin defenders, how you hold them back when you pin them. It's just all too raw for me, man. It's just all too raw, and it's one thing being raw, but it's another thing to be raw and to learn how to refine your game. Højlund's still the same from when he came in, bro. It's still the same, and I don't know who's talking to him. I don't know who's training with him, who's giving him advice on to do certain things. I don't know, because he still makes the same mistakes. When he goes into duels, he's the first one on the floor, but he's a big, strong guy. Do you know what I mean? He got the goal today. Fair play. I'll give him the credit he deserves for the goal, but the all-round play is still not good, man. I'm sorry, still not good. And I do think a seasoned striker is needed. Seriously. So yeah, man. I thought Amad was really good. Garnacho, I've already talked about him. Needs to work on his finishing. Needs to work on the 1v1s. 1v1 situations. And Diallo, man. What does he need to get a start? Do you know what I mean? Because Anthony wasn't great today. So what does Diallo need to start? Do you see what I mean? I don't know if the quote is true, but I've seen a quote where they asked Ten Hag what it will take for Amad to get a start, and he said, "There's a lot of competition." Competition? Who? Rashford? Who? Garnacho? Who? Anthony? So these are the guys he needs to compete against to get a starting spot. I wish Amad could get 30 starts in a row like Garnacho did, because at least then we'd see some sort of consistency, and people would maybe see the good player he is. I only wish this guy, bro, forget 30 starts. I wish this guy can get 2 starts. But again, it's about picking and choosing for Ten Hag, in my opinion. He picks and chooses who he gives 30 starts in a row to. And then, on the other hand, you've got someone like Amad, who's composed on the ball. Close control is good. Vision is good. Passing is good. It's very rare that you see Amad where the touch is off or his pass isn't on, the pass isn't good. It's very rare. Very rare, but yeah, we're trying to be the best transition team in the league, he said. So I'm guessing Amad doesn't fall into that category, but neither does Anthony. But anyway, again, that's a story for another day. So yeah, I'm indifferent about this performance. I'm not fuming, but I'm not overly happy because next week we've got Burnley. It's not a guarantee that we'll win. When we went there at Turf Moor, it wasn't a great game. We had to wait for a Johnny Evans amazing ball to Bruno Fernandes, who took it first time and scored. That's what we had to wait for. So, yeah, it's not a guarantee that we'll win, but I'll be at that game as well. So, yeah, Lord knows what's going to happen. And Burnley are starting to, I'm not going to say pick up some form, but they're scoring a lot of goals now. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they're starting to get into their flow. I don't know whether that's going to bring them out of the relegation zone, but, you know, we'll wait and see what happens with that. But, yeah, if we leak goals against Sheffield United, that means we're going to leak goals against Burnley, and that's where we need to be careful. So, good performance, decent performance. I'm not going to be overly happy because next week we've got something else waiting for us at Old Trafford, i.e. Burnley. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below, people. I don't know. How do you feel? Let me know. The final word. What's the final word going to be? The final word today. You know what? Because it was a decent performance, if you've gotten to the end of this video, the final word for today is decent. So in the comment section below, I want to see you write the word decent. That was it for me, guys. Watch out for another video that's coming out where I'm going to be talking about Liverpool losing to Everton. Oh. Yeah, so watch out for that. Other than that, there's content coming, people. I'm going to make up for the days that I was absent and I had to do some stuff. So I'm going to make up for that. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you soon, guys. Have a good night. Told you, man. Every time I go to OT, they win. Win.